Thanks, Adam. And thank you to the organizers, Akash and everyone else for this kind invitation to be here. I'm new to the magnets community, so I'm going to try and do some justice here on the work that we've been doing. I'm mostly a light matter interaction person, but we have a recent foray into magnetism. I'm from City College of New York, and at the very outset, all the funding agencies that have made my work possible, the Army Research Office, NSF, Air Force, Office of Scientific Research, Keck, and the Gordon and Betty Moore Foundation. So, in the early days of cavity QED in solid-state systems, most of the excitement was about coupling excitons to cavity photons. But that interest is now moved to more other classes of materials, including correlated materials. And there's a lot of proposals out there. And this is a nice cartoon taken from this Perspective article that's written by some of the leading figures in the field, where everything from superconductivity to some of the realizing programmable quantum matter with cavity fractional quantum Hall effect and so on can be done, has been proposed. I will focus on excitons in cavities mostly and why they are interesting. So just to take a step back, there's been also a lot of work on how to control condensed matter phenomena by optical excitation. So the ideas of transient effects where driven superconductivity, driven ferroelectricity, ferromagnetism and so on, where you come in with a low energy excitation like a terahertz laser driven to a phonon frequency or some other low energy excitation. You modify the crystal structure and transiently you observe some phenomena which has now been mapped onto superconductivity and so on. Now those are not very easy experiments to do because you're typically using some high energy laser, high power laser to do these experiments, and there are only a handful of groups that can do these experiments in the world right now. There is, however, another approach that one can do where so if you look at those systems where they're driving with optically, you're really stabilizing some state that is out of equilibrium, and the way you're driving it is you can map it onto the Floquet physics where you are sitting on some kind of an unstable point, but you're driving it out of equilibrium, and then you can get these stable states. But it turns out that you can also do that by using a cavity to stabilize such a state. And I'll get to how this works, where through the cavity you can stabilize these out of equilibrium states, and so there is a mapping, one-to-one mapping between these two phenomena. This is a cartoon taken from this Perspective by Angel Rubio and others. So since this is a magnet community, I decided I'll give a small, especially for the students in the audience, a quick tutorial on what is strong light matter coupling. So you can take any material resonance. It can be it doesn't have to be excitons, it can be magnons, it can be lattice vibrations, it can be charge oscillations, and you can hybridize them with electromagnetic radiation. And if the resonances of the two phenomena of the two systems are they are both in resonance, then and they can hybridize and create these states called the lower and upper polaritons, and they have properties of both the material excitation and the charge oscillation and the photonic resonance. Now, this idea of strongly hybridized light and matter states is not new. In fact, you can trace history back to 50s, where it was talked in the context of ionic crystals, and then about 10 years later in the context of excitons by the famous papers from Hopfield and Agranovich and Pikar and others, and then also in the context of plasmons by Kretschmann and Rather and others. So these are all hybrid states of light and matter created by through the strong light matter interaction in these systems. Now, the different regimes of coupling, the most common regime of strong coupling has been the weak coupling regime, where you put some emitter inside a cavity, and what happens is the spontaneous emission rate gets modified, and this is the well-known Purcell effect. If you get into the strong coupling regime, you get the Rabi oscillations, as you can see here, and that's your strong coupling regime. And then there are two other regimes that have now been defined, called the ultra-strong coupling and the deep ultra-strong coupling regime. The way you define this is the fact that the Rabi splitting, or the splitting that I showed between the upper and lower polaritons, becomes comparable to the energy between the ground state and the excited state of that system. And then in this case, the lower polariton goes below the ground state, and so you start modifying ground state physics, and that's the motivation behind these ultra strong and deep ultra strong coupling regimes. So how do you get into the strong coupling physics? So let's take a simple scenario where you have an exciton that is trapped between two mirrors. There are two time scales involved, the decay rate of the exciton and the decay rate of the photon that leaks out of the system. And the requirement for strong coupling to happen is that the interaction rate between the exciton and the cavity photon has to be at a rate that is faster than the decay rate of the exciton and the cavity photon. If that happens, then I enter into the strong coupling regime. So my Hamiltonian can be described as sum of the cavity, exciton, and the interaction term. This is my interaction term where I've ignored the counter rotating terms. I just have the creation of my photon, annihilation of my exciton, annihilation of my photon, creation of my exciton. And in this system, this is the dispersion of my cavity. This is a very simple cavity. It's just two mirrors. It's your most simple Fabry-Perot cavity. It has a dispersion that's got a parabolic nature. My exciton within the wave vectors I'm looking at, because this is within the light cone, it's almost flat because it's much more massive. And now if I reach the strong coupling regime, I end up getting these two branches which are anti-crossing with respect to each other, which is the hybrid state of my exciton and my cavity photon in this case. Now there are a few things to note here, which is that the two polariton branches have a dispersion where at large wave vector the lower polariton is very exciton-like or matter-like, and then as I go to small wave vector the lower polariton becomes very photon-like. And we will use this idea that these quasi-particles that I'm creating have this feature that I can tune the light or the photon or the matter component of these states to manipulate some of the properties that we'll see later in some of these magnetic systems. And of course this is you can write down these polariton states, eigenstates, as a linear superposition of the photon and the cavity, the exciton term, where these are called the Hopfield coefficients, which just dictates how matter-like or how photon-like these states are. The other nice thing about this system is that whatever is happening inside the cavity can be read out by the light that is coming out. So you can look at the light that is coming out, the angle at which the light is coming out is related to the in-plane wave vector, and the energy of the photon that is coming out is the energy of the system. So you can map the dispersion right away. So this is like an RPS, except I'm doing this for light, and so I don't need an RPS. I can just image the back focal plane of a microscope objective or a lens, and that is your Fourier plane, and I can just use that to create map these kind of dispersions. So the excitement about these systems initially was that I have these composite bosons. They're half light, half matter, and they have the nice advantages of the excitonic system, which is the nonlinearities and scattering and so on, and also the photonic component gives you the spatial coherence, long range propagation and so on. And in fact, the early interest was whether one can do polariton condensation, which has now been realized for over a decade now, and you can get condensates even up to room temperature using excitons like Frenkel excitons. I'm not going to talk about the condensation part of the projects that we've been doing, but we'll focus on polaritons in van der Waals materials. So it turns out 2D materials are a great host for these hybrid quasi-particles, starting with plasmons in graphene, and you also have graphenes, the plasmon polaritons, you have phonon polaritons in boron nitride and topological insulators, exciton polaritons in semiconductors, and there have also been other polaritons that have been predicted. So when we started doing polariton physics in 2D materials, this was a point where most of the exciton polariton community was working with gallium arsenide systems, so a handful of samples grown by some very specific groups were working on it. And we started looking at the system partly because we knew that these systems had a really large binding energy and oscillator strength. So starting with 2005 and 15, when we started first looked at some of these strong coupling experiments, we saw some Valley polarization results. We heard about the Valley degree of freedom from Xiaodong earlier today. We looked at excited states of excitons, Rydberg excitons, and where we showed the interactions can be modified, even an electrically driven device. And most recently, we've been looking at how we can reach the limit of photon blockade with polaritons by using dipolar polaritons. So these are ideas that are borrowed from cold atom physics, where you can increase the interactions, but now using ideas of dipolar interactions where you can get larger nonlinearities. But that's not the focus of today's talk. I'll focus today on magnets, and the 2D magnets, as we heard from Xiaodong's talk, has become a pretty exciting topic. From my standpoint, it's very exciting because there is a way to excite them with light and study them with light, but also there is all these other degrees of freedom like gate, strain, and so on. But we also wanted something that we can probe optically. So what we were really interested in were whether there are excitons that are correlated with the magnetic order. And if there are, then we can actually use them to look at some of the underlying magnetic order in these systems. So I'm not going to talk about how we started in this field. We started with another material system, NiPs3, but I'm going to focus only on the chromium sulfur bromide work that we have recently done. So the material system that we work with is this material called chromium sulfur bromide. It's a magnetic semiconductor. It's got a square lattice as shown here. The chromium atoms are shown in blue. The sulfur is in yellow, and the bromine are the ligands that are sitting on either side. It's highly anisotropic. When you exfoliate these with Scotch tape, you end up getting these long strips, as you can see here. And this is the A axis, and there's the B axis, and the C is coming out of the board. And these are some early band structure calculations that seem to indicate that even down to the monolayer, it's a direct band gap semiconductor at the gamma point. And when you even at the bulk limit, you still get a direct band gap here, as you can see. So what is interesting about this material? Well, it turns out it is a semiconductor with a band gap of 1.5 eV. It's an antiferromagnet below 132 Kelvin. Each layer of the system is a ferromagnet with the spins pointing in one direction. And so it eventually, below 132 Kelvin, the spins are aligned, but they are antiferromagnets. So it's a layer ferromagnet, and then you get an effective antiferromagnet. So interlayer antiferromagnet and intralayer ferromagnetic coupling. So early work from Xiaodong's group, this paper here, showed some of the interesting optical properties of this material. And this got us interested in this material as well. And the first thing you notice about this material is you can do a photoluminescence or reflectance experiment, and you will right away see features of excitons in this material, both in reflectivity and in photoluminescence. And then you apply a magnetic field to this material, and then what happens is as the spins align, your exciton, which sits in one of the layers, undergoes interlayer coupling, and so you go from an antiferromagnetic state to a ferromagnetic state. And this is and now because now the exciton is less confined in this case, your energy of your exciton also reduces, and that is shown clearly here. So in this case, the magnetic field is applied perpendicular to the layers, and as you change the magnetic field, you go to the lower energy ferromagnetic state, and this is out of plane. So because it's out of plane, the spins are counting, and as it's shifting, your energy shifts, and you have a continuous change in the energy of the exciton. If I apply an in-plane magnetic field, then I just have an abrupt switch, because suddenly the spins are just flipping as you reach a critical magnetic field. So you can see here it's below 0.5 Tesla in the in-plane magnetic field, where you can get this kind of a switching. So you see right away that the excitons in this material do respond to the magnetic field and has something that the excitons are talking to the magnetic order in the system. This is some evidence that it's happening. So about, I don't remember now, 2 years ago, I think Florian, who's sitting here in the audience, was then a postdoc in my group, was working on this material, and this was the optical spectrum that we saw in photoluminescence. And you see a spectrum like this, and the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh, there is probably some defects or some other low-lying states, because this is where my exciton is supposed to be. But then this is a bulk crystal, by the way, and I'm seeing all these peaks. It looks like defects. But then one thing that we know to do well is we know to do imaging and Fourier imaging in these systems. So we went and did a Fourier imaging of this material. And the thing that we saw was that these were not defects because they are showing dispersion. Now you should remember that if these are defects, then they would just be a flat line and should not show any curvature. The only reason you can have a state that shows curvature is if it is coupled to light, because this is within the light cone that we are looking at, right? So this indicates that these states that we were seeing are actually have some dispersion, and it's also interesting that the lower the energy, the larger the dispersion, and more closer you get to the exciton, it's more flatter. And this work, by the way, was a big collaboration between Sofer Zednik's group, who grew the materials for us, Xiaodong's group, where we did some of the ultra-fast measurements, and Akash and Francisco, with whom we collaborated on the theory, and Andrialu's group for the magneto-optics experiments. So what is interesting about this material? So to begin with, it's got an unusually large dielectric constant, and it's highly anisotropic. It's one of the largest dielectric constants that I'm aware of, at least along one of the axes, which is along the B axis, and you see the large dielectric constant in this material. The magenta line here is along the A axis, the red dashed lines are, and the black line are the ones along the B axis. So when you look at an index that is so high, one should go back and look at the literature always, and there is the old paper from Hopfield going back to 50s, where this is his work from graduate school, where he writes in the abstract actually captures the essence of what should be happening. So he says that it is shown that excitons that approximate bosons and interaction with electromagnetic field, the excitons play the role of classical polarization field. The eigenstates of the system of crystal and radiation field are mixtures of photons and excitons. That's exactly what's happening here. Because your dielectric constant is so large, light is naturally hybridized with the electronic excitations in the system. In other words, there are no excitons inside this material in its bulk form. What you have are polaritons, because the excitons cannot exist on their own. They have to form as polaritons. So this idea of self-hybridized polaritons have been done. In fact, you can observe them in TMDCs, in bulk transition metal dichalcogenides. And in fact, if you do a very simple transfer matrix calculation, so you will see that even in a bulk crystal, you can have several of these eigenstates in the problem, or these polariton states. So just to give a quick overview, what will happen, you take a bulk crystal of this material, light gets naturally trapped, you get polariton states, as you can see here. You put two mirrors on either side, what happens? The light is trapped even better, so your polariton states get sharper, as you can see here, and you still get the same states. And of course, you can go down to the limit of 2 layers, and you will still see Rabi splitting and the polariton formation. For the purpose of today's talk, we'll focus mostly on these bulk polariton states. Now, what we see is that the polarization is of the light that is coming out of these polariton states is linear, both in emission and in absorption. So indicating that there is, and it's along the B axis. So that's along the axis with the spins are aligned. So we know that there is some correlation to the magnetic order. And the most intriguing result that we saw was that if you apply a magnetic field on these in this bulk crystal, then the excitons shift in energy as I move from zero magnetic field to the high magnetic field, as I explained earlier, because of the spins getting aligned. But not just the excitons, but also all the polariton states do the same thing. Now, if you remember, right in the beginning, I was also telling you how the Hopfield coefficient, or how light-like or how matter-like, dictates the properties of these kind of hybrid states. Now, you can see here that the amount of shift that these polariton states have upon applying a magnetic field is dictated by how light-like a polariton state is, or how matter-like the polariton state is. In other words, something that is closer to the exciton is very matter-like. Something that is far away from the exciton is very photon-like. And the photon-like states shift much lesser than the exciton-like states. So that's what is shown here. Equally interesting is the fact that the signal-to-noise ratio of these signals is much higher when it is more photon-like, because it's less massive, so less dissipation. And also you notice that while typically in an electronic system, when you're doing a magneto-optics, you have to work around the electronic resonance. But here, because of this hybridization with light, you can actually extend the magneto-optical response to about a 0.1 eV below the resonance of this material. And then the last thing we wanted to understand was whether the magnons in this material play any a role. So to do this experiment, we collaborated with the group with Xiaodong's group, And the idea was that you have these 2 polariton branches. We're going to do an experiment where we're going to pump somewhere high up here and probe the what happens to the polariton. So this is the experiment. We come, there's a pump pulse that comes in, excites magnons inside this material. There's a tiny magnetic field that cans the spins. So, and then because of that, the spins are now start precessing, and the signature of that should be superimposed on the polariton states that are sitting here. In fact, that's exactly what they saw. You can see here, this is as a function of magnetic field. So the y-axis is magnetic field, and this is time delay. You see these nice oscillations. But remember, I'm pumping high up above the exciton resonance. I'm probing these quasi-particles of exciton and photon, and I'm seeing these oscillations happening here. And in fact, if you take a Fourier transform, they indeed map the Magnon frequency in this material. So now what we have shown is that these hybrid states of exciton and photon have are susceptible to the Magnon oscillations. And again, once again, this is just a cartoon showing what is exactly happening here as you go through one of these cycles, where the 2 spins in the 2 layers change their angle when you go through one cycle. And once again, you can see with the polaritons, you get a larger signal to noise ratio. Of course, there's a big team, and all the people here, you see some of the faces here in the audience who are all involved in this work. And in the last 3 minutes, I want to talk about some more recent work that we've been doing, again exploiting the idea that there is a large refractive index. So this here, I'm plotting the refractive index along the b-axis, and along the a-axis, you can see here it's almost like a regular semiconductor material. So there's a high anisotropy and high refractive index. What this allows you to do is, if you make these strips really tiny, your polaritons now get confined, and so you can think of this as SPDF states of your polariton system. And depending on which axis you look through, you can either get a continuous dispersion or discrete or confined polariton states. And you can see here, depending on which state I'm looking at, I can get the next excited state, the next excited state, and so on. So now, just by confining the material, I'm able to get the polaritons to be confined, and also now I can, because it's essentially dictated by the wavelength of light in this material. So now we wanted to look at propagation. So we are doing a pump. We pump at the center of this crystal, and then we look at the photoluminescence that comes out here. So this is an image of a flake, and you can see here the photoluminescence map, where I'm pumping right here in the center, and I'm looking at the photoluminescence that's going out here. So the experiment, so it's about a 50 micron long waveguide, if you want to think about, and I'm looking at the photoluminescence that comes out. And what we see is, as I change the excitation spot, as I get closer and closer to the end, the mode that propagates longest is the most light-like mode. The one that propagates shortest is the more exciton-like. So if I am very close, I see exciton-like features which are very exciton-like. And then as I go farther out, as it propagates longer, the mode that is propagating is the more more photon-like polariton. So in fact, you can easily map this. So here we are showing what happens to the different modes as a function of propagation distance. And you will see that the more photon-like, which is the shortest, longest wavelength, propagates much farther out because it's more light-like, and more exciton-like state decays much faster. In fact, you can map the propagation constants of these exciton-like and photon-like modes, and you will see that the photon-like modes propagate much longer. And so now there has been recent works on looking at Magnon propagation in these systems. So I think combining the Magnon propagation with the polariton propagation is a way to come up with some device concepts. And this was work really led by Pratap, Bishwajit, and Sichao, who've taken on the project recently. And with that, I want to summarize. I did not talk about NIPS3, which is another material that we worked with, but I'm happy to talk about it offline. And this is the work on exciton-magnon coupling in chromium sulfur bromide I just talked about. The people who made it all happen, Florian, who is here in the audience, Bishwajit is here as well, and this is my more recent group, and these are some of the papers related to the work that we have been doing, and happy to take any questions.